So, welcome everyone back to the Embodied Integrative Healing podcast. It's really good to have you all here. It's good to be with you. Um, I'm coming in with a tender heart today. And so I just want to open to that and share that and make that be part of what's explored in the podcast, this exploration of open heartedness and tender heartedness and love and making that an exploration for us today. So I was doing a meditation this morning and sometimes, when you're meditating and sometimes it can be challenging and you're not feeling super peaceful and you're not super open and all that and you're feeling challenged in whatever way. And then out of nowhere, sometimes love just comes in. And that's what was happening to me this morning. And I feel like part of the reason for that was the the willingness to stay present and stay open, even though there was challenge that was happening. I was willing to just to be open and to receive and to just kind of like keep at it, just stay there, still be there. And what I experienced as I did that is it's really just like almost someone turns on a light, or as if like when there's a sunrise, if you've ever been fortunate to be out in nature, like maybe in the mountains or somewhere, or anywhere where there's like the sun rising in the morning and all of a sudden like light just starts to appear. That was the experience that I had this morning. It was like there's kind of, you could say, this darkness of challenge inside me and pain. And then this light just started, this light just kind of not from me. And I think that's the point of it. This light doesn't come from me. It didn't come from me trying to do it in my meditation. It just like came in spite of the challenge I was having. And this light just kind of started shining in. And that light was love. That light felt like love. And when that happened, it was just a reminder to me about what everything is really all about, what all the healing is really all about, what it is that does the healing, and really like what our life is actually about. Really, like what we all really want. We really want that love, because when that love arises, you just feel satisfied. You feel really happy, joyful, full of love, obviously. And as yeah, when that love is there, it's just so clear, this is what it's about. This is what I'm looking for. This it's not all these other things. And what I notice about that love, it's really it's really connected with awareness and has this sense of kind of spaciousness and like a presence that's behind everything and then comes to the forefront. That's that's kind of what it's like for me. Um, and I think that's helpful to notice. I think knowing that about it can help to kind of provide the fertile ground for it to rise more easily. So if we're already kind of practicing connecting with awareness and with this kind of formless presence, and we're kind of interested in that and open to that in general, and it's like part of our practice, then it's easier for it to come in and it's easier to notice it when it comes in. Because it has that quality, this love, it also has that quality of like being formless and like not in a particular place. It's just when it's there, just like the light just starts shining. And it's almost as if it like comes from another place, but it's like right here, right here. And that love is so important. It's really the foundation of everything. It's the foundation of who we are. Because when we're experiencing that love, uh, we feel like ourselves. It feels so natural and homey in a way. Like that's why I was saying it's like it's everything you've been looking for because it's like it's you, it's there, it's so natural and close. And when you're experiencing it and it's present for you, you kind of become even more clear about how we were kind of lost before that, or how we were just maybe disconnected or confused. And so, yeah, this love feels very natural and feels uh, just very natural and close. And so, yeah, I'd like to invite us to a meditation. So, in this meditation, we can start by just finding a comfortable position, whether we're sitting or lying down. We just start with some basic relaxation, noticing our breath, just connecting with the experience of breathing, allowing this experience of breathing to be a calming anchor for yourself. Noticing the quality of your breath, what your breath feels like as you breathe in and out. You can notice this breath going into your body, down into your lungs, really just feeling your lungs filling with air, the sensation of air, feeling of life, energy. You can notice your body, even just the simple experience of your body sitting or lying down. Just kind of feeling the presence of your body. You might notice areas of tightness or tension in your body. Perhaps your shoulders might be a little clenched or tight. Maybe there's like a tightness in your gut. If you notice anything like this, first just notice it. Almost as if you can just inwardly see the tension, as if you're just looking at it. And as you just notice the tension while you're breathing, notice how it changes. Notice any softening. Notice if the tension maybe moves around somewhere else. Maybe it changes. Maybe sometimes it gets a bit tighter for a bit, or maybe it loosens a little bit. You're just bringing this awareness, this formless noticing to the tightness. So it's as if the tightness or constriction or uncomfortable feeling is being held by awareness. I also invite you to notice any places in your body that feel good, that feel spacious, perhaps like a warm, pleasant feeling, perhaps a sense of energy and vitality, perhaps just a place that feels slightly relaxed, even places in your body that just feel neutral. Maybe they don't feel particularly good, but they don't feel particularly bad either. They're just not really much of anything, neutral. Sometimes those neutral places can be a entry point into feeling presence and spaciousness. So you can notice those places. And as you bring awareness to those places, you might notice this awareness supports these peaceful or relaxed feelings, these places of spaciousness. And as we're sitting here, breathing naturally and noticing our body and sensations in our body, I invite you to connect or even just be open to the possibility of love. possibility of this real, deep, true, satisfying love. Even if, and maybe especially if, you're in a place right now where you don't feel love. Maybe you feel sad or scared, or maybe your body just feels tight. Maybe there's a lot of resistance. Maybe there's physical pains or uncomfortable physical sensations. And even if this is the case, and especially as if this is the case, just be open to receive without trying to get rid of this pain. Just be open to the possibility that love may arise any moment. Within an attitude of openness, willingness to receive, willingness to still be here, even if it's hard. This really allows the possibility of love to dawn, for this really indescribable love presence to start shining in your being. And if at any point this love starts shining, just receive it. You don't have to do anything but receive it and stay open. Allow that love to fill your body. That love wants to come into your body and take residence. You can allow that love to touch the painful parts. And maybe this love is like a big opening or literally like the sun dawning on you and just showering everything. It could also be that maybe this love was just a little bit of like a hint of love, like a little perfume of love that kind of snuck its way in. And maybe it's something in between. But whatever it is that you noticed with this love, just allow yourself to recognize how much you enjoy and appreciate that. Allow that to become more part of you. Allow yourself to feel that in your body as much as you're able. And with this presence of love still with us, we can gradually transition out of our meditation. We can open our eyes if they were closed, look around the room, reorient yourself. You might move your body, roll your shoulders, roll out your wrists and ankles, stretch if you need to. So, yeah, I hope with that meditation you're able to connect in some way uh, to love. To, I sometimes say real love, because it feels like there's, especially in the West, it feels like we just use this one word love for a lot of different kind of experiences, and all these are different experiences, and it's hard to know what we mean when we say love. And so when I'm talking about love here today, I'm talking about that real love that when it hits you, then you understand this is what it is. This this is what I really want. This is what I've been looking for. This is the best thing ever, really, to be honest. It really is. It's what everyone wants. It becomes apparent when you experience it, it becomes really apparent. Really true. Yeah. This is what it's all about. So I just invite you to always just be open to looking into that love and to make it a practice. You can um, use this meditation and other meditations that I provide. I have meditations on Insight Timer as well as my website. Um, and you can just use the meditations in general just to connect with something deeper, this deeper love. And I just wanted to touch on how, kind of like I described in the meditation, a lot of times this love can dawn because we have a tender heart or we're having some pain. That can actually be the doorway, because when we're having that pain or a tender heart, we're more open in some sense because we're desperate, maybe in a good way. I mean, some, we can have all kinds of barriers to this love. And then when there's a lot of pain, well, then we're just more willing to be open because it's time. It's kind of just too painful to not be open to it. And sometimes just some part of us feels more ready and it's willing to receive, because this kind of love is just something that you receive. You don't really create it or make it, you receive it. And your tender heart can be like the magnet that attracts this love in. So allow your tender heart to be tender and open, and allow your pain to be painful. Allow that to open you. Allow it to humble you and open you to something bigger, to what we really need. This real healing that this love is. I also want to touch on sometimes what can b- really be obstacles to experiencing this love is thoughts and beliefs that we believe in. A lot of times we're literally blocking out love through a thought or a belief, which is kind of interesting. It's almost like if love was like this light that's shining, our thoughts and beliefs can be like these shutters that just like shut out the light. And it's interesting that a thought can do that because the thought's not even a physical thing, right? But I guess love's not a physical thing either. So, but our thoughts and beliefs can do that. So when we're believing things that are not true about ourselves and about other people and about the world, then that blocks out the love. And the way we can know that this is true is if we question those stressful thoughts and beliefs And if through inquiry, which is some of the work that I do with people, if we do inquiry, then we can see that those are not true. And we can experience what it's like without that thought. And we can experience the untruthfulness of that thought. And then something else completely arises. And then it becomes apparent how, like, a thought was blocking love. And then without that thought, wow, love comes in. And so this process is like an inquiry. So you really, you give respect to the thoughts because you're willing to look at them and check them out. So you're not just trying to get rid of them and disregard them or obliterate them or change them. With inquiry, you're actually just looking into them, kind of trusting the truth to let what's true to be known. And so I'd like to share with you a little bit about this process that I use. It's called The Work of Byron Katie. It was created by a woman named Byron Katie, who's an amazingly, beautifully awakened woman in this world. And she was, the way she describes it, she was given this process like a gift to her. And then she shared it with many thousands of people, probably more than that. I'm not sure how many. And I'm one of the fortunate ones to be able to have experienced that. And so I want to be able to share it with other people because it's this process that really can liberate you from your fears and liberate you, open you to love. So I'd like to tell you about the process. The way it works, there's basically these 4 questions. So you find a thought that's stressing you out. There's a process to that. I'll explain in a minute. But if there's a thought or a belief you have that's stressing you out or making you suffer in some way, or you're kind of obsessed about it or can't stop thinking it, what you do is you put it through these 4 questions. So the first question you ask is it true? Wow, what a question, right? What a direct, real question. Is it true? So say you're believing, I'll just think of a general thought that a lot of people probably have, because I've seen it in a lot of people and including myself at times. So what if your thought is, no one really cares about me? So maybe that's a belief you have, a thought you have, no one really cares about me. So what you do is you put this thought to the first question, is it true? No one really cares about me. So even doing that is a radical thing, because we usually don't even question our thoughts. Sometimes we don't even realize we're having thoughts. We just feel all the feelings that come from the thoughts and think that's our life. But we can look at the thought and question it. So even just the radical idea of questioning a thought is huge. Like I can question, like maybe it's not true. No one cares about me. Maybe I can question that. Let me try that out. Okay. So you just look at that thought and you look at it in the context of a situation. So you can really anchor yourself and not get theoretical, and it can be really real. So say you have a situation where you were talking with some people and maybe some of those people ignored you, or you said something and they didn't really seem to care about what you said. Just give a simple example. So maybe that's your situation. So you're remembering that situation, you're anchoring in that memory, that time when you were talking with them and they kind of ignored you, didn't really show any interest in what you had to say. And then you were believing, no one really cares about me. So you look at that situation and then you see if that thought's true. Is it true? No one really cares about me. Is that true? And there's 2 answers possible. Take a guess. Yes or no. Those are the possible answers. Either, yeah, that's true. No one really cares about me. Or, no, it's not true. No one really cares about me. That's not true. So you just look honestly in a meditative way and see if it's true or not. If it's not true, that's valuable information. Wow, wait a minute, it's not true that no one really cares about me. And if it is true, yeah, I'm in that situation. They weren't paying any attention to me. No one cares about me. If you find that the thought's true, then you go to question number 2. Question number 2 is, can you absolutely know that it's true? So then you look at that thought again. No one really cares about me. Can I absolutely know that that's true? Can I know that for sure? Not like it seems true or I'm pretty sure or it's like 99% true, but Can you know 100% that that's true? No one cares about me. And you see what you find. This one's also yes or no. And so when you do the first question, if you find no, it's not true, then you don't do question number two because you already found that. And if you did question number one, you're like, yes, this is true. You go to that second question. Can I absolutely know that it's true? And then you'll find, yeah, either yes or no. Like, yeah, it's true. No one cares about me. I know it for sure. Or maybe you'll find, well, I don't really know. I mean, sure seems like nobody cares about me, but seems like is not the same as true, right? Or you might notice some situations where, well, actually, I know that person cares about me. So maybe this thought's not 100% true. And then when you've found that insight, you leave that and then move on to question three. This is the therapeutic part of the process, I would say. So, question three is where you really get a chance to live in the world of this thought, which is what we're usually doing in our life. We're living in the world of our thoughts. But now we're checking out how we're living in the world of this thought through our awareness, through this inquiry in a meditative, focused way. So if your thought is, no one really cares about me, and question number three, this question is, how do you react and what happens when you believe this thought? So you look and see, okay, how do I react and what happens when I'm believing that no one really cares about me? And then you enter the world of that thought. You really allow yourself to see what's your world like? What do you do? How do you treat people? How do you treat yourself? How do you feel in your body? One of the questions in this, one of the sub questions of this main question you can ask is, what past or future images come up when I believe this thought? So if I'm believing no one really cares about me, I'm sure there's going to be past memories where, like, yeah, remember that time when I was a kid? My parents didn't pay attention, they didn't care. Remember when I was in high school that I liked that person and they didn't like me back? Or when I was at work last week and I did this project and then the boss didn't really notice or even thought it wasn't very good. And then you might have future images. So when you're believing no one really cares about me, you might have future images of like, what's, I see myself going to this event, no one's going to talk to me, or, um, or I'm going to try and talk to this person and they won't really care. So what's the point? You can just see your mind will give you these images that we're naturally imagining. When we're believing a thought, we're always kind of believing and imagining past and future events because thoughts are not about the present moment. That's an interesting thing to know. Thoughts are never about the present moment because thoughts don't even exist in the present moment. That's the truth. And you can don't have to believe me or anybody else. You can see that for yourself. When you're 100% present now, there's no thoughts because thoughts are always about, every thought is always about something other than now and here because that's kind of what the mind is about. Thoughts are always about something that happened or will happen, even if it's something that happened 5 seconds ago or something that will happen 5 seconds from now. Or even if it's a thought about what you think about something, like say you're looking at a flower and then you think, oh man, I love that flower. The minute you have that thought, I love that flower, that's already past. That flower that you're thinking about is not the flower that's here now. So any thought is always about the past and the future. So when you're doing this third question in this process, this inquiry process, you'll see how this thought's related to the past and the future. So when you're believing no one really cares about me, you're going to see your mind's going to show you what it thinks. It's going to be like, yeah, tomorrow when I go to work, I'm going to talk to the boss and they're just going to, disregard all this hard work I did. Or like I was saying, you'll remember past things that happened where no one really cared about you. It will show you the evidence. Because when you're looking at question number three, you're living in the world of believing the thought. You're allowing yourself to see what it's like when you believe it. And when you do that, you'll see, oh, yeah, when I believe no one cares about me, I have this whole world. I believe these things about people. I treat people like this. I I don't even talk to that person because when I believe no one cares about me, I feel like, what's the point? So I won't talk to them. I feel this kind of anxious feeling in my stomach. And you're noticing this is a practice of awareness, which is why I love it. You're noticing all these things that happen in your body and in your world and your mind when you're believing this one thought. You're seeing for yourself how this one thought creates a world for you. Because without this thought, this world would not be like that for you. It's only like this because of the thought. And that's what you find out with this question. You start to realize the world is not in any particular way. I'm experiencing it in some particular way because of the way I'm believing and thinking. And so this is a really cool exploration that can show you a lot about yourself and about your mind and about thought in general. So I really like to say this question's about exploring the world of this thought. So for in this example that no one really cares about me, you're just seeing, wow, what's my world like? What do I do? What do I miss out on? And you just explore that until you really kind of felt like you emptied out. And a lot of times in this question, this is when emotional release will happen because you really see, man, when I'm really believing no one really cares about me, I feel so sad and alone. And then the emotion can come up and you cry it out. And that's perfect and beautiful. And you can feel it in your body. No one really cares about me. Oh man, my chest is tight and my stomach's queasy. And then you feel these tears and you really get a chance. That's why I was saying this is like the therapeutic question. This is the one where you get all your emotional stuff up and out because you really get to look honestly. This can be really helpful if you're the type of person who likes to avoid hard stuff. And you kind of even might trying to use healing or spiritual practices to avoid things because that's not what healing's about. We're not avoiding things. And so this question really helps you to give you a support to not avoid and to go into and just bring some honest awareness and presence into what it's like. So you spend enough time on that question, however much time you need, and then you go to question 4, and in question 4, you experience what it's like without the thought. And this is also an amazing awareness. So now you're doing the opposite. Question 3 is the world of what it's like with this thought that I believe. And the world, and question 4 is the world without this thought. Or if I didn't believe this thought. And the question literally is, who would I be without this thought? Who would I be without this thought? So without this thought, no one cares about me. Who would I be? Who am I without this thought? And see what you notice. Let your awareness come in. See what you notice. Without this thought, no one cares about me. Who am I? And you notice, oh, wow. Without the thought, I feel kind of relaxed without that thought. Wow, okay. Or maybe, oh, without the thought, I feel peaceful. Ah, wow. It's like that thought's a burden. Without the thought, I feel peaceful. I'm a peaceful person. Who am I without this thought? I am kind. Without the thought, no one really cares about me. Wow, I'm not really worried about what people think without that thought. I'm kind of more willing to just go hang out. I'm more willing to try new things. I'm more open to people's love and to people caring about me. Because without the thought, I don't have that block. Without the thought that no one cares about me, wow, there's this openness and I'm open to receiving. Wow. So you just explore this, just like you did number 3, the world of the thought. With question number 4, you explore the world without the thought. And this is where you really get to have the chance, what I was alluding to and talking about earlier about how thoughts can block love, because you can see without the thought, I've experienced this many times and seen other people experience it too. Without the thought, love comes in. Ah, love. Oh, there it is. This love in my heart. Wow. Without the thought, no one cares about me. Wow, there's this love. I can see, because back in question 3, when I was believing that thought, I was not experiencing love. I was blocking it out. And now without the thought, wow, like the love can be here. I care about people. Wow, you just start to notice all these things. without that thought, who you are without it. And again, you spend as much time as you need on that question. And then after those four main questions, there's what's called the turnarounds, which is where you take the original thought you're believing and you kind of twist it and turn it around in different ways to kind of explore it and see what else might be true. So, one of the ways you do that is the opposite. So, you just take this thought and turn it around to the opposite. So, if the thought is, no one really cares about me, you switch it to the opposite. Everyone really cares about me. And then you see, how might that be true? Maybe you see, is that maybe as true or more true than the original thought? So everyone really cares about me. How is that true? And you investigate it and you're not trying to believe in it. You're not trying to like make a new thought, affirmation, really. You're just seeing how this one might be true. So, everyone really cares about me. Well, I can definitely see there's a lot of people that do care about me, especially now without the thought. Like in question four, I can see, oh, yeah, my friend, she cares about me. She wants to talk to me. Oh, this other friend, even though she's not able to hang out that much, just because she has this personal challenge going on. Oh, and maybe like at work, actually, I can see that my boss does care about me because they give me these really big, important projects that they don't give other people. Wow. Okay. It's like you just start to notice how this thought might be true. Everyone really cares about me. And this can be a chance to just have really surprising insights. That's what I find when I use this work on myself too. Just so you know, I've used it so many times. That's why I love it and want to share it. And I found almost every time surprises, these surprising insights that I never would have figured out and no one could have ever have told me because it's your own inquiry, your own inner work. And especially in these turnarounds, you find some big insights. So that's where some insights might come in. Everyone really cares about me. Wow. Wow, I just feel this love. Like I'm even just feeling this love, like everyone cares about me. And see what else you find. I'm just kind of giving examples, but you'll find your own. And then you can turn that thought around other ways too. And one other way you could do it is turn it around to yourself. So instead of no one really cares about me, you could turn this thought around to I don't really care about me. And when you do this turnaround to yourself, it's really important to be very careful with it. It's not judging yourself or being harsh or hurting yourself. It's really just seeing if there's any other truth here too. And so you look at it in a very light, aware, present way. I don't really care about me. And you're just seeing, is that true? And then you might see, oh, yeah, there's been plenty of times when I wasn't really caring about myself. I was kind of abandoning myself. I was caring more about what they thought about me instead of caring about me. Oh, yeah, I wasn't really caring about me. And you see it, you're not like judging yourself like, oh, I was not caring about me. Oh, I'm bad. No, you're just noticing, oh my gosh, wow, look at that. I wasn't caring about myself. Oh my gosh. I don't really care about me. I can see how that can be true. And this can lead to love. You can see, oh my gosh, I wasn't caring about myself. Because with this awareness, just the seeing of it, you can start to feel this care and love for yourself. Just noticing that you weren't. Because this is not intellectual. Because we've all heard, oh yeah, you got to love yourself, take care of yourself. But when you're doing this inquiry, you're kind of seeing for yourself this turned around thought, oh, I wasn't caring about myself. Oh my gosh. And then this love can just come right in on in. And when love comes in anytime, always bring in the somatic aspect. Let your body feel it. Let your body feel the love. Feel that love in your body. Let it take resonance. So, this is just really a brief explanation of how to do this inquiry process of the work of Byron Katie. If you ever want to explore it, please feel free to book a session with me. I'd love to explore it with you and guide you through it and help you through the process. And uh, yeah, and just try it out. You can try it out on your own as well. But the most important thing about that inquiry process is seeing that thoughts are just thoughts, and you don't have to believe them. You have a choice. And you can open to this deeper, real love. So that's what I want to leave us with today, is just this sense of love in our hearts, openness, real truth, beauty. This is for you, and this is part of who you are. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you being here. I hope that this love can flower in your life. And I also just want to let you all know that this podcast is supported by listener support. And so there's a monthly subscription option where you can donate just to help cover costs and fees and allow the time that it takes to create this podcast, allow that to happen. And if a monthly subscription is not something that works for you, there's also an opportunity to do a one-time donation. In the podcast description, you can see the link to do that there as well. But that support is really appreciated. And also just a reminder that I have guided meditations on Insight Timer for your support. I have lots of YouTube videos out with some guided meditations, and also other practices I do, like how to do Qigong energy work and Reiki energy healing. I do live stream classes if you ever want to join one of those. So feel free to check any of those out to support yourself on your journey. And wishing you all the best, and we'll see you in the next episode.